Welcome, FlatsClass YouTube. This is the channel where I teach you how to fish. Now, today we're going out of the plantation here in Crystal River. Many of you know that I've lived here in Crystal River for about 5 years. But what you might not know is my wife's family's from here and has been from here since 1960. In fact, 1962, the same year that the Plantation Inn was built. If you didn't know that, that's a little piece of historical information. Now, we have set up a partnership with Plantation for our YouTube channel where you're going to see some videos coming out of here about every month now. But no fear, I'm still here to teach you how to fish. It would seem that this is finally burning off. I can feel the sun burning through the clouds there, and all of this gray hopefully will go away where we can do a little bit of sight fishing, catch a fish or two. Let me teach you how we're going to do this without moving very much further. I think I'm going to get up in this cut and start pulling. So when you have current that is carrying you toward your bait and you're reeling, you have to reel a little faster to keep it off the rocky bottom. But you're still moving it slow because you're closing the gap and you're just trying to keep up with the slack. Now, this is a Vanford 2000. It picks up about 30, I think it's a 6.1 ratio if I remember, maybe a 6.2. Picks up about 32 inches of handle turn, so it's not like using a big 3 or a 4,000 reel. That's why I'm using a 2,000 reel this time of year when it's cooler, so that I don't pick up line too fast. This is just smart, and I'm always throwing as I'm going toward it instead of trying to throw against it and letting the tide pull my bait faster. So this is just one of the ways to slow yourself down. Then when I see a fish maybe up here in the shallows, I can throw to it and just manipulate the bait with the rod instead of the reel. But we'll see how it goes. Lady. I moved out of those creeks back there where it had narrowed up and I was going down with the current. So as I moved down with the current, I'm having to reel a little faster. Now you can see I've widened out into a big flat. You widen out in the flat, now I'm going to use the rod more than the reel to control the speed of the bait. So I'm going to twitch more, reel less. That way this bait will just move a few feet, settle down, and then I'll take up the slack and move it a little bit more. The whole idea is making sure that you've got a reel that doesn't take up too much line, because most spinning rods, you're using 3 and 4,000 size reels and they pick up 35, sometimes 37, some of them even 40, 42 inches of line per handle turn. This one is almost like using a bait caster. That's why I choose it a lot during the winter. Well, I just looked at my phone and I have a dense fog advisory. So the sea fog is coming in with the sea breeze now. And I can see all the islands up in front of me starting to just vaporize. So to err on the side of safety, I'm going to leave this plan here late morning and run back into Crystal River and go catch a few bass. First cast, Mr. Bass. Key here is to swing them in. Look at all the minnow. You believe that? We made a good call running from the fog and coming in here to catch a couple of bass today. Whew. Man, looks like that was a good call. There it is. Maybe another bass or maybe a snapper. A snapper on a 5-inch jerk shad? Are you kidding me? A mangrove snapper on a 5-inch jerk shad. Now that's something else. One of the best things about being here in Crystal River is even when you have a weather phenomenon like the dense fog today, the sea fog blowing in with the west wind, I can, whether it's a windy day or a foggy day or whatnot, I can always come back in here in the river and work a few baits, and the water is warmer in here. So out there I was having to do the wintertime retrieve, but in here I can work it much quicker because the water in here is kind of a constant 68, 69. So it's a save the day spot. Can't tell if I got a redfish or a snook. Nope, another bass. Another bass. Come on. Come on. Fat dog, you. And sometimes I'll come in here and I'll catch dozens and dozens and dozens of these things. Just dozens of them. This time of year, February, this is actually Groundhog Day, if you can believe it. But you get to this time of year and sea fog it's a real problem. It happens and affects one of my trips nearly every week. If you can get some east, you don't got to deal with it. But if you can get some west and that cool Gulf water that's shallow, that sits there in the low 60s, and you got warm coming off the bank, whew, boy, it can make for some bad fog. And that's what we're dealing with today. It's about to get in here again. We're close to home now. Just another adventure that you can have here coming out of the plantation, because you can just fish close by. And I lost a snook just a minute ago, and catch snook, bass, mangrove snapper, And I've even caught redfish in here. And I'm using a classic strategy that you would use if you lived in a metro area on the coast like Tampa, Punta Gorda. I'm fishing an east-west, the end of an east-west canal here. And that way the north wind doesn't affect it. And there's a big Freeman sitting in the back here, so you know it's deep enough to get that boat in here. And there's a big Parker over here on the left, multi-engine boats. So you know it's deep enough to hold a snook. Well, you can see the fog has chased us all the way in now. It was the right call to leave the outside and come back in here and try to accomplish something, because out there we were scrapping for a couple of bites. We missed a bite, then fog rolled in, got the dense fog alert, and I thought we better go. And I had a plan B, because fishing in here, whether it's foggy, because I've done it several times before, or windy, you can still save the day here at the Plantation Inn by coming inside, catching a few bass. Sometimes you catch a few snook and a few mangrove snappers, but we missed that one snook. But I'm going to get us back to the plantation right now. Tell you what, if you like what you see here on FlatsClass YouTube, the tips, the reviews, the shows, the podcasts, if you enjoy everything you're seeing here, I want you to smash that subscribe button and sign up. I need more of you following me so I can teach you how to be a better inshore fisherman. Now, this particular episode here is one of about 12 that we're doing with the Plantation Inn. So you're going to see the Plantation series where we're going out of here and we're showing you what's available right here in downtown Crystal River and all up and down Kings Bay out to Crystal Bay. The type of fishing, the type of amenities from scalloping to seeing the manatee tours to playing golf to even having dinner like I'm about to do right now. Catch you on the next one.